Live from the KHOU 11 studios and streaming on KHOU 11 Plus, your news starts now. The University of Houston is on the way to the Final Four. Just hours ago, the Cougs dominated the University of Tennessee. Our cameras were rolling as the team lined up, players taking turns, cutting down the net. Thanks for joining us on KHOU 11 Plus. I'm Cheryl Mercedes. Our team coverage tonight stretches across the country. Our Orko Manna spent the day at the watch party in downtown Houston. But first, let's send it north to Jason Bristol, who caught the game in Indianapolis. Hi, Jason.
That's right, Cheryl. What a win. What a victory for Houston. 59-42 over Tennessee. And now Houston is heading back to the Final Four for the first time since 2021. Right now they are tearing down Lucas Oil Stadium. And right here, this is what's left of the celebration. You can see all that Cougar red and white confetti on the court here. It was quite the scene as Houston advances to the Final Four, which was obviously a goal since the beginning. And now here's the video you really want to see. Kelvin Sampson, Houston coach, cutting down the net. Kelvin Sampson has built a family here, a culture that is really unmatched right now in college basketball. And Houston did not have an easy path to San Antonio. When you look at the teams in this region and then the crowd here, it was probably 90-10 in favor of Tennessee. 34-15 was the halftime score. Houston dominating and ultimately burying the Volunteers.
What was the difference for you guys? Was it just getting out on them early and just trying to suffocate them?
Definitely. Coach said, I think it was the last Elite Eight game they played in versus Villanova, that Villanova won the first 4 minutes. And he was saying whenever you're playing from behind in these type of games, it's hard to recover. So our mindset was to go out there and punch them in the mouth first, and that's what we did.
Our game plan in the first half, we executed at a high level. We knew eventually, they're a great team. They're going to make shots. And that's what they started to do in the second half a little bit. They tried to speed us up, pressure us up a little bit, but we did a pretty good job.
Do you think Tennessee was shook at one point in that first half?
I don't know. They might have been, but, they're a great team. They obviously fought back. And, that's why we always respect our opponents, because at any time, it's March. They're a great team.
Just proud of our journey. Whatever happens in San Antonio is going to happen. It's not going to influence how I felt about this year one bit.
And there is the prize, the Midwest Regional Trophy. Houston is bringing that back home. Of course, the big prize remains a national championship in San Antonio. Again, here at Lucas Oil Stadium, they are tearing down after Houston wins this regional and now advances to the Final Four. Emmanuel Sharp, as you may know, is the most valuable player of this region, finishing with 13 points in this game, 3 of 9 from three-point range, but he had 2 absolute daggers in that second half. And now Houston, this was the goal. Well, part of the goal. The next one remains, and that's to win a national title. That's the scene here at Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis. Jason Bristol, KHOU 11 News.
Definitely a sharpshooter in that game today. It was great watching the Cougs burn up the hardwood. Thanks, Jason. They may be up in Indy, but the real fun was happening in downtown Houston at the watch party. Our Orko Manna has been there since before tip-off. He joins us live now, and Orko, set that scene for us.
Yeah, well, Cheryl, the watch party here at Avenida Plaza has wrapped up, but I'm still holding my red and white pom-pom because you can still feel the energy from all the Cougs fans that came out here. This whole area was packed, everyone focusing on this huge LED screen back there to watch today's Elite Eight matchup, and let me tell you, the result was magical.
Cougars advance to their second Final Four.
That says it all right there. Fans were ecstatic as soon as the clock ran out. The University of Houston Cougars are heading to the Final Four. Hundreds of UH fans filling Avenida Plaza for the Elite Eight matchup against Tennessee today. With each basket the hometown team made, everyone erupted, and the energy was unmatched. We caught up with current and former students about the decisive victory.
How thrilled are you that the team has won and is making it to the Final Four?
Man,
I can't, like, words can't even imagine, like, how I'm feeling right now. Like, I never would have expected in a matter of 2 years I would experience something like this.
I'm very, very excited. This is like, it's been a great season. I'm so happy for Coach Sampson and these guys because they really deserve it.
Just a lot of gratitude for how much work the Cougs have put in. And today's watch party at Avenida Plaza was emceed by KHOU 11's very own Jacob Rascon. He helped hype up the crowd and interacted with fans throughout the day. And back out here live, a lot of people that we spoke with today told us that they are planning to go to San Antonio for the Final Four matchup against Duke. And so, Cheryl, everyone really hoping for another big W. So fingers crossed and pom-poms up. Cheryl, we're going to send it back to you.
Yeah, thankfully, just a short drive away for us. Thanks so much, Orko. By the way, tip-off is set for next Saturday evening at 7:45. It's a battle of the Reds versus the Blues. The University of Houston versus the Duke Blue Devils, of course. We will have crews in San Antonio covering the big match. And hey, if you don't want to make that drive, we'll have crews here home to cover the next big watch party. Here's a live look out at Houston right now from the Gulf Freeway. Now today there were some clouds, but mostly some sun from where I was sitting anyway. Across the area, meteorologist Pat Kaplan is here now. And Pat, how are things looking for tonight? We know it's humid and that's probably going to continue, right?
A little muggy, yeah. We might be watching a couple of storms well north of the metro, but yeah, ended up being a pretty decent day. Mix of sun and clouds, more clouds the farther north you went. Beautiful shot here out towards Herman Park. A few folks out there taking advantage of the warm weather, the warmer than normal weather. Made it all the way to 86 again today at 2:30 this afternoon. Pretty far from our record high of 96, but well above where we should be this time of year. Look where we woke up this morning. We woke up at 72. Our normal high is 77, so we are way above what we should be seeing this time of year. We will get back closer to these numbers though eventually, but for the time being, things do stay warm. Quiet right now on radar. Couple of showers trying to get going north of College Station. The entire area though has been pretty quiet so far today. One thunderstorm up towards the Metroplex fell apart. Their storms were really having a hard time getting going, which is why we didn't make a big deal of them today. But the potential is still there, though, to see maybe a shower or storm around sunset or just after dark. We'll show you that in just a second. 85 right now in Sugar Land, 79 for Wharton, 77 Palacios, 76 Galveston. But again, once you get away from the water, everyone is low to mid 80s right now. Okay, so there is a stray chance that we get a storm possible north of the metro this evening, and that'll come as a cold front sags into the area. It's not going to do much in terms of temperatures for us, but again, may bring us a stray storm chance for the first part of the overnight. Tomorrow, we'll start with clouds. We will end up with sunshine, and it will be warm again. Temperatures mid to upper 80s, and then still more clouds and still warm as we get you into Tuesday with temperatures still in the mid 80s. Here's Future Track. This is the storm potential that we're going to keep our eye on. But notice the time in the top right-hand part of the screen, midnight. So these are late storms if they get going. They're late bloomers. And notice they don't really make it into the city. They go off towards the south and east. So I do think we stay quiet here as we get into the overnight. It stays very muggy. It stays mainly cloudy as well. I can see how there's a couple of showers. And also take this with a grain of salt. There have been plenty of times in the past where storms were supposed to stay to the north and ended up coming far south. But this is how things look right now. I don't think it's a big threat for us, but the potential is there. And then as we get you into tomorrow morning, a lot of cloud cover to start, but sunshine will take over by the afternoon, and that will get temperatures into the mid and upper 80s. We'll do 87 tomorrow, 84 on Tuesday, close to 90 then for Wednesday and Thursday. And if you're not a fan of the early season warm weather, check out next weekend. We go from temperatures in the 80s down to the 60s for highs by next Sunday into the start of the following week. And it looks like that cooler weather will stick around as we get into the middle part of April. In fact, pretty good probability that we see below normal temperatures for at least the eastern 2/3 of the U.S. So again, if you're not ready for the heat yet, we do have some good news coming up once we get into April. For the overnight, 73 though for Jersey Village. Same for Alameda, 72 for Tascasita, 71 for Tomball, 73 in LaPorte, 71 Angleton, upper 60s though as you go farther to the north with that storm chance. Tomorrow, 87 for Hunters Creek Village, 88 Meyerland, 86 at Tascasita, 84 in LaPorte. We'll go clouds to sunshine. Maybe a touch cooler farther north where that front comes through, but where the front doesn't make it, we could see temperatures make a run at 90 degrees. So there's your 7-day forecast. We'll do 84 with a few more clouds on Tuesday, 88 for Wednesday. Maybe a storm chance as we get into Thursday. Doesn't look like a significant chance right now. But if there's a trend farther south, we may have to up that chance. It does look like another front, though, that'll try to come into the area, but should stay north of the area. 86 then for your Friday. And then there's your big cold front with a 50-50 storm chance on Saturday. We'll go from 82 down to 68 with morning temperatures in the 50s by the second half of next weekend. So, Cheryl, we talked about this last night. If it's a little too early for that 90-degree warmth, we do have some relief still on the horizon as we get into next weekend.
I'm glad to see it. Thanks so much, Pat. All new tonight at 5:30, a man and woman are dead after Manville police say their car crashed into a barrier on State Highway 288. Officials say a Tesla was engulfed in flames just north of KHOU Road. Police say the car was heading in the wrong direction of the north express lanes of 288. Right now, investigators are waiting on a toxicology report. All new at 5:30, Fort Bend County has confirmed its first measles case this year. We're told it involves a woman between the age of 50 and 60 who has traveled outside of the country. This comes just days after the outbreak across Texas grew to 400 cases, an increase from the previous report. Fort Bend officials say they are working with health services and they are urging everyone who can to get vaccinated. An argument outside of a taco truck got ugly fast and eventually led to one man being followed home where he was shot and killed. Houston police say an argument between two groups of people turned into a fight after one group broke the window of a pickup truck that belonged to someone in the other group. Well, both groups left, but police say a man driving the pickup went to someone's home and shot and killed them.
At that point, Northwest Patrol units arrived at the scene, started their preliminary investigation when a second call dropped at 1:19 at 9001 Kempwood regarding another gunshot victim. When they got there, what they learned was he was the other party to this incident, and right now it's unclear if he was shot or how he was injured, but he was transported by HFD to the local area hospital.
Police say that investigators are talking to another person involved, but it is unclear if any charges have been filed. In Southeast Houston tonight, neighbors along Telephone Road in the Gulf Gate area are speaking out after a doorman was shot and killed outside of a bar. An innocent bystander was also hit and the gunman is still on the run. Michelle Choi spoke with people who live in that neighborhood.
What was supposed to be another night out ended in heartbreak. Police say a man working the door at Latina's bar on Telephone Row was shot and killed around 1:40 Sunday morning after a customer got into an argument with him and pulled a gun. Another man just standing nearby was also shot in the leg. He's expected to recover. As for the shooter, police say he ran off and hasn't been found. This isn't the first time violence has spilled out onto these streets, and for longtime neighbors, it's beyond frustrating.
A lot of times something happens here or across the street or down the road and it doesn't even make the news.
That's Don Mead, 82 years old and a familiar face in this area. We caught up with him during one of his early morning walks, picking up cans as he usually does.
Usually I'm in by now. I walk from 1 till 5 or 6 in the morning, so I see all that goes on out here every night.
So it doesn't surprise you that somebody was shot?
Not at all. It's the norm. It's not an exception. It's the norm.
And the violence, he says, is only part of the problem.
We have no homeowners association. We have no police patrols. We have no civic association. We have nothing. We have no political arm over here at all.
We looked into the crime numbers for this neighborhood. According to HPD's crime statistics, we found just within 1 mile radius of Latina's bar. In 2023, there were 7 aggravated assaults, many of them at bars and clubs, and 14 robberies. In 2024, robberies went down by nearly half, but aggravated assaults doubled to 14. Still, residents like Meade hold on to hope that city leaders will come in with solutions. What do you want to say to them?
Well, just put a little bit more money in this neighborhood. There's good people living here.
In Southeast Houston, Michelle Choi, KHOU 11 News.
Today, thousands of people are marching in Dallas for Mega March of 2025, pushing back against the recent ramped-up deportation efforts. Houston Congressman Al Green joined demonstrators as groups like LULAC, call for immigration reform. Meanwhile, today in Houston, protesters in Asiatown were letting out their frustrations over a controversial set of bills. Senate Bill 17 and House Bill 17 would ban people from specific countries from buying property in Texas. This includes people from Russia, Iran, China, and North Korea. Similar protests were held in Austin and Dallas this weekend. One of those bills, SB 17, has already cleared the Senate and is under review in a state House committee. Right now, the Social Security Administration is pushing back the rollout of its new anti-fraud policy. This after backlash about how it could impact access to benefits for people with disabilities. Courtney Robinson verifies what you need to know about the changes that will be happening.
Last week, the Social Security Administration announced a big change, requiring in-person identity checks for millions of beneficiaries who cannot use its online portal. It impacts those verifying bank information and children whose families can't confirm certain details online. On Wednesday, the agency's acting commissioner announced that instead, beneficiaries applying for Social Security disability, Medicare, or supplemental security income can complete their claims entirely over the phone if they can't use that online portal. Everyone else, they still need to verify identities in person. The policy was set to kick in on the 31st, but will now start April 14th. The commissioner says the decision came after listening to concerns, and the delay gives them time to train employees on new procedures. Some say they're still concerned about an influx of in-person visits because this change comes alongside the closure of 47 field offices in 18 states, including one in Melbourne, Florida. With your Verify, I'm Courtney Robinson.
Tomorrow marks 30 years since Tejano pop star Selena was shot and killed by her business partner, Yolanda Saldivar. On Tuesday, a Texas board denied Saldivar's parole. It was the first time her release was being considered after spending 30 years in prison for the murder. The board decided that the 64-year-old will have to spend at least 5 more years behind bars before she is up for consideration again. Selena's family shared this message on Instagram, writing in part, "While nothing can bring Selena back, this decision reaffirms that justice continues to stand for the beautiful life that was taken from us and from millions of fans around the world far too soon." KHOU 11 covered Selena's murder the night it happened and the mark it left on Texas. Tomorrow at 8 p.m. on KHOU 11 Plus, we are going to bring you that newscast from 30 years ago. Just download to your TV and watch for free. Well, Princess Cruises is canceling all scheduled sailings for one of its major ships departing from the port of Galveston. This includes Majestic Princess's voyages between November 2026 and March 2027. The company says it's part of its broader global fleet deployment strategy. They also say any guests who have booked cruises out of Galveston during that time will get a refund and some alternate cruise options. All right, Pat, it is that season where many folks are looking for vacation, but you know, it's already starting to feel like summer and it's tempting.
It is, yeah.
I saw some people at the pool today.
Oh yeah, pool season's in full swing here.
Absolutely. A final check tomorrow, maybe a good day for pool time if you have the day off.
We may have some good pool weather coming up this week. We'll stay in the 80s. Just got to keep an eye to the sky by Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. A couple showers and storms possible. That Saturday rain chance, that will be a cold front. So if this weather is maybe a little too early for you, I mean, it is only the end of March. We do have some changes on the way. Next Sunday, we'll see high temperatures drop down to the 60s. We're not even seeing overnight temperatures in the 60s right now. So that will be a really nice, I think a nice break from the heat and humidity. We'll see if it sticks around though.
All right, something for everyone this week, right?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, thanks so much for joining us for this digital newscast. We'll have much more coming up at 10 on TV. Remember to keep up with the latest on our website, khou.com. See you at 10.